Dhammapada, verse 16. The story of DHAMMIKA UPASAKA. A wise person does good deeds. Having done those good deeds, he rejoices here in this world. He rejoices in the life after as well. Seeing the purity of his virtuous actions, he rejoices. He is thoroughly joyous, seeing the goodness of his own deeds. While residing at the Jetavana monastery in Savatthi, the Buddha uttered this verse with reference to Dhammika, a lay disciple. Once there lived in Savatthi a lay disciple by the name of Dhammika, who was virtuous and very fond of giving charity. He generously offered food and other requisites to the bhikkhus regularly and also on special occasions. He was in fact the leader of 500 virtuous lay disciples of the Buddha who lived in Savatthi. Dhammika had 7 sons and 7 daughters, and all of them, like their father, were virtuous and devoted to charity. When Dhammika was very ill and was on his deathbed, he made a request to the Sangha to come to him and recite the sacred text by his bedside. While the bhikkhus were reciting the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, 6 decorated chariots from 6 celestial worlds arrived to invite him to their respective worlds. Dhammika told them to wait for a while for fear of interrupting the recitation of this sutta. The bhikkhus, thinking that they were being asked to stop, stopped and left the place. A little while later, Dhammika told his children about the 6 decorated chariots waiting for him. Then and there, he decided to choose the chariot from the Tusita world and asked one of his children to throw a garland onto it. Then he passed away and was reborn in the Tusita world. Thus, the virtuous man rejoices in this world as well as in the next. When those monks reached the monastery, the Buddha asked them, "Monks, did the lay disciples hear the Dhamma?" To this the monks replied that in the midst of the recitation he stopped us. Buddha explained that Upasaka wasn't talking to you, but to the deities of the celestial worlds. He has now taken rebirth in the world of Tusita gods. Death doesn't mean the drying up of water or the total destruction of fire, but the separation of life force and energy. It is continuously flowing like the water of the Ganges or burning like the flame of a candle. There is no any immortal thing which other philosophies consider to be a soul, because if it is eternally immutable, then it will not be affected by good and bad karma, or will be considered pure and free right from the beginning, or it will never be pure. Because like the eternal sky, there will be no change in it. It will remain the same as it was before. By accepting such a soul, wholesome or unwholesome deeds, accumulation will have no meaning. Buddha talked about the progeny of the mind to be flowing. It can be refined by good deeds. It can be made compassionate and wise. Some philosophies believe in reincarnation. Some philosophies follow the eternal soul. According to them, the soul which will be born in hell is also born in different phantoms, etc. Instead of considering the eternal soul, there is a continuity of the progeny of the mind. Therefore, the one who is born in hell is not born in heaven, but he has a child. Like one's childhood is not one's youth. The soft body of my childhood is not in my youth. Puberty does not happen in old age, but the progeny of the same child goes through different stages while performing different activities which are continuously flowing. Thus, this can be made as the beneficiary of good fruit through good karma, or as the beneficiary of bad fruit by accumulation of bad karma. For that, there is no need to consider the eternal soul separately. Therefore, death is not the complete dissolution or complete destruction of a person. Just as an electric bulb becomes incapable of transmitting electricity when it becomes old, so this body dies after the fruit of the karma of rebirth that it had to bear. When a new bulb is added again, electricity is transmitted. The end of the bulb is not the end of electricity. Chitta is also the same energy which is not visible to us even while flowing in the wire, but when illuminated it appears to be there. Similarly, the state of mind is experienced on the realization of many pains and thoughts, happiness, sorrow, etc. Although when we are born alone. Even at the time of death, whatever you have earned in life, you have to leave empty-handed. But when one has to take a new birth, it is according to one's past deeds in rich or poor family, mountains or desert, fertile land, barren land, area with extreme heat and extreme cold, house of educated or uneducated, or in a developed country or developing country, etc. That's why Buddha has said, wherever you go, the shadow stays with you. In the same way, your deeds will always be with you. If you like our work, kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel. May all beings be well and happy.